That's weird. Okay, I think it's working now. Really didn't want to work at first there. It was very strange. Hello, Matthew. I'm just going back and forth over YouTube and Twitch, just making sure it's all working, and the YouTube cut itself out for some reason. Wouldn't be a Ben Allen Inc. stream, would it, if there was not a single technical issue? Hopefully it's going to be all right. Hello to the people that are currently here. Just hanging around for a bit longer to see if anyone else joins us. How are we all? We all good? Oh well, Matt. Let. Wow. Do you think you can edit a podcast and watch a stream? That's pretty impressive. I can't quite do that myself. I could probably listen to music while editing a podcast. And even then, that's if I'm doing really simple editing. Peripherally. Okay. Alright. Okay, well, I'm going to probably start, because now we're coming up to 7:15. I have started later. I'm planning to do that from now on and start like at 7:30 or around abouts. Just because I got told a few times that I streamed too early. So I'm hoping this will work out, better. But we'll see. If I end up having to go later than that, fine, I'll do that. But I don't actually know when people are... when do people stream? When is the best time for people streaming? I don't know. Who knows? Probably streamers. And I'm not one. Even though I do it once a week. But I did have a week off. So I needed it, honestly. I just needed a week off just to sort of recuperate. But now I'm back at it. Hey, Stuart. How's it going? Hello, Joe. Wow, there's more people. I'm currently spreading democracy while watching. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? What does that mean exactly, spreading democracy? Are you playing a video game of some kind, or actually spread actual democracy? Is that what you're doing? Anyway. Cool. Yeah, so I'm going to start. Basically today I put up a story on my Instagram, and I put a poll up, and the poll was just basically like, do we want to see me drawing requested characters this week, or shall I just do a personal project? It was quite close, but personal project lucked out, so I'm going to go and do that today. However, next week I'll go back to requested characters. So next week at 7:30 on Monday, I'll be drawing requested characters from the chat in pencil and ink. But in the meantime, we're going to be doing this. So let's just see if I can... Yep, there we go. One thing I want to do is I want to start making more pins and more products, because it's getting near con season now. And I want to make a pin of this guy's head. Some sort of cool tokusatsu type robot that I drew on another recent stream. But now we're going to do some... it's now in Photoshop, and we're going to do some digital stuff with it. Depending on how long we've got, I might even do some more stuff. Because I'm only going to draw the head, so it's not like it's a big drawing. But if I've got more time, there are other sketches I'll show you. Hang on, I'll just bring them up. Other sketches from my sketchbook, which I might also do some things with. Bear with me a second. Oh, did I say that? Where is it? That's weird. I thought I sent myself some files and they're not there. Give me a second. I will see. I will check if they're still there. That's weird. Why have I not? Oh, it's queued. Okay, so it is sending. I had to email it to myself in the end. Basically, my scanner stopped working. Honestly, the amount of technical issues I get. My scanner stopped working, so I couldn't get my I couldn't get the scan through. So I had to message myself a photograph on my phone instead, as you'll see shortly. Here we go. I'll bring it up so you can have a look. There we go. Can you all see that? There you go. So there's some more robot sketches I drew years ago that I just found in my sketchbook, and I'm sort of thinking I might do something with them too. But for now, we're going to focus on this guy here. So, let's do it. Here we go. Super Earth needs me, Ben. Don't know what Super Earth is. I presume it's a video game. I have no idea what you're talking about, Joe. Sorry, mate. So I am going to resize it. Just because I want to make it pretty big. I know I'll resize it again when I'm, getting it printed or whatever. But I want to make it as big as possible. With that thing, it's always good to have something pretty big than it is something small, and then you've got to try and resize it because that doesn't always work. It's always better to have something bigger. Okay, can you guys hear me all right? I'm just moving the mic a bit out of my way. I think I've put my mic a bit too close to me. Give me a second. I'm just going to move it further away. It's actually blocking me from drawing, so... There we go, that's better. Hope you can all hear me. Right, I'm going to crack on. Come on. Hello? Hello, Ruby Two Shoes? I know it's you, Ro. Sorry, just... Hope you're well. It's gonna be another one of those casual streams, I think, guys. Yeah, so I'm gonna draw this, and I'm probably gonna work until about 9 o'clock, like I usually do. Except I know I started later. Unless people want me to stay longer, then I'll stay longer. It's fine. But for now. I'll stick with 9. Unless it gets busy and we're all like, oh no, everyone, let's have a party. Let's have a stream party. Or Ben draws. I don't know. I'm rambling. I'm also pretty tired. I don't know about you guys. It's only Monday. As if. I don't know how people draw like Transformers comics and stuff, which is Transformers, because I really struggle with inorganic stuff. Drawing inorganic stuff, I mean. Like, this is quite fine because it's quite, like, you know, he's got some pretty just sharp edges, and it's mainly face on, so it's okay. But you see some, and it's just like, with Transformers especially, it's like, it's not just knowing anatomy, but then knowing how to make sort of 3D cuboid anatomy type thing. It's crazy. Don't know how people do it, but they do. I wonder if I can get away with... Let's try it. If I do that. And this is where you're going to see that I do not draw straight at all. Because if we flip it... Oh, not too bad. Not too bad. That's alright. That's okay. That's not too bad. Yes, Joe. Hacks. Absolutely. Especially when you're doing... Yeah, when you're working digitally, you got it, man. You've got to. Nothing. There's no shame in that whatsoever. But with me, it doesn't normally work, if I'm honest, because I draw very, I guess very sloppily. I don't know. Oh, whoops. It's just when I do it, usually it doesn't work out. But that worked. This has worked out quite nicely. Nice. Yeah, you can see it's not quite that this side of the head was obviously longer than this side of the head when I drew it like by hand. But we can sort that out. We can fix that. And I think I'm really particular about it at the moment because because it's a robot, you know. So it kind of needs to be a bit more, you know, symmetrical, if you will. Not that it'll be entirely symmetrical. That's just not how I do things. But you know, it has to at least look more symmetrical than, you know, when I draw other things. I might make the chin a bit longer. Let's do that so it's like about there. No. Let's try that. God, you know what? If I was a more organised man, I would have done the rest of the head. That would have made sense. But instead, I got to do it this way, which is probably not going to work. No, it's not quite right. Like I said, it doesn't have to be entirely symmetric, but it needs to look symmetric, you know. And the top of the head doesn't look symmetric. Clearly looks like it's wrong. So we need to just fix that. I'll fix the outline later. Let's see if this works. Sorry, I promise this will get more interesting. Surely. Oh, that's not quite right, that's why. It's not right quite on the other side either. That'll do. Has it gone dark? Seems to be working alright on... Yeah, it's fixed? Okay, don't worry then. Yeah, it seems to be okay on Twitch. And YouTube's fine as well. Yeah, that's probably a Twitch thing. Because it seems to be okay. Did anyone else experience that? Change that. And I don't want to listen to that. I swear that's happening to me a bunch lately. Like just things like that where it's completely out of my control. I don't know why. I just don't know why. Well, even with the technical difficulties, thank you for joining me tonight. I appreciate it. Oh, sorry, I probably didn't say I'm how many types of background are there? Sorry. I've just been thickening the outline, that's what I'm doing at the moment, so just that's why I seem to be just going over and over in the line. I just want to thicken the outline a bit. I felt like it was a bit too thin in places. Matt, you're stocked, by which I mean, do you have a list of background types? Solid block, action line details, detailed like that. Oh, I have no idea. I don't actually know. It's just something whatever comes naturally. Like this one was just like, I'll be honest, as you can probably gather, I'm not a huge fan of drawing backgrounds. I'm not anyway. So when it comes to drawings in sketchbooks and stuff like that, I just do things that sort of give off that it might be a background of some kind, you know? Or like action lines and stuff like that. I'm a big fan of drawing debris. As we know on the previous streams, I draw debris a lot. I like doing it. Um, I like I just think having debris on anything makes it look suddenly dramatic and really cool. So I'm definitely one for doing that. I'm a big culprit for doing that over backgrounds. But that's yeah, no, I like doing that. So what is my favourite type of background? None. I'm not a huge fan of drawing backgrounds, but I also want to draw backgrounds. It's like that. Like, I see people's work that do these amazing backgrounds. Like, you look at two really popular... No, that doesn't work. Sorry. I'm just going to change that. I thicken that line and I don't like it now. You look at... let me think of someone. Katsuhiro Otomo, who did Akira. It's insane the stuff he does. Like, even though he still does for his cartooning. I don't want to use the word simple because it implies that like it might imply it's easy. Obviously, his artwork's not easy, but he still gives this. And it's still incredibly detailed in places. But he'll do this. For his characters, for his cartooning, it's quite simple, and his backgrounds are then suddenly insanely detailed, like almost like a picture in places, like a sort of grayscale photo, and it's insane. And there's Hergé, as in Tintin, same thing. Like, he'll draw, but even more simple. Like, his characters are so simplistic to look at, but the backgrounds are more detailed, and it's just, I always find it really, really, really cool. I wish I could, lack of a better word, I'm quite tired. I really wish I could do stuff like that. And I can draw backgrounds, I've done in the past. I don't have the love of it, and I feel you've got to get through that and just do it. What was good about doing, say, Warrior Klaus, for example, was you barely can see the backgrounds because it's mainly just a bit of colour and then snow mist. Do you know what I mean? As I did a Warrior Klaus on a stream once, and it's the same thing. You just do that and it was done. And most of the scenes were like that. Yeah, there were some buildings and stuff, but it was very. I think like in a few panels you saw some wooden houses and that was it. And the houses were that was enough. Drawing those old wooden houses was a bit of a chore. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of drawing backgrounds. That doesn't mean I don't want to draw backgrounds, because I feel they are very necessary at times. Obviously, with cartooning, you don't always have to draw backgrounds, and if you can do it with the where you're reading it, say you're reading a comic and there's no background and you didn't even notice, that means that cartoonist has done a really good job. Absolutely. Kentaro, I can never say his name. Is it Mura? I never actually said his name out loud. But the guy who created Berserk, anyway, Kentaro, he would be... Again, he was super realistic. And I feel there's got to be some love of drawing backgrounds in there, right? Is it Miura? You've just put it on there, on the chat. Miura. Yeah, it is that, isn't it? Miura. I said it like a very Norfolk boy then. Miura. Are you read that Berserk by Kantaro and Miura? Anyway, yeah, him. He would draw insane backgrounds, man. Like, insane. And there's got to be some love, but then it's probably a love of just drawing in general, which doesn't... I mean, hate is a strong word, and I don't hate drawing backgrounds. I shouldn't say that. But if I could choose not to draw a background, that would be fine with me. I'll leave it like that, you know. I think I quite like the simpleness of it. No more bits and pieces on top. Okay. Let's give it a bit of colour. Sorry, I've got my keyboard behind my mic, so I can't really entirely see it. So I have to sort of lean over a bit. I'm just going to have some water as well. I'm thinking, oh man, do I draw the background? No. Nah. I'll just focus on drawing the head and the pin as a pin, and then we'll see where we go in there. Let's add some colour to it. Yeah, I want to draw more backgrounds. I think I want to draw more scenery, like just even if it's just like life drawing and stuff, just to try and get myself, more into it. Not force it, but like, find. I don't know. It's stuff I need to practice in, So the main reason I want to do robot pins, right, like robot head pins, is because for those of you who don't know, I had a Gundam RX pin, and I sold. They're all gone now. I've sold them all. I've kept one for myself. I think Matt, you've got one, haven't you? Matt, who's in the chat, and I stopped producing them because, not that I think it would happen, but I don't want sunrise on my arse, basically. But more importantly, it's just because I'm trying to do less and less fan art when it comes to products. So like printed stuff and all that, I kind of want it to be my own stuff. But I really like getting into I really like the idea of doing like bootleg. I don't know if I mentioned it on the stream, I'm sure I have. But like bootleg or knockoff type brands. And so I've been thinking of doing like pins that are kind of like Gundam or kind of like Tokusatsu robots, like, Super Sentai stuff or Henshin Cyborg or something like that. But it's not, because it's my own stuff. So it's kind of making things that sort of like pay homage to those things. Homage? To those things. And yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So like this is, is one of your sort of Power Rangers-y, right, like type robots, and I just think it's quite nice. And I like the shapes and stuff. I've seen a lot of like I've gone onto Pinterest and looked up vintage Super Sentai series robots and stuff like that, and it's just very cool. So I just kind of was thinking stuff like that. Or if you've heard of the video game series Virtua On, which I love. That's a Sega game, and that's loads of like robots fighting each other and stuff, but they're kind of different here and there, and I really like that aspect of it. But they're referencing other robots in Japanese pop culture, so I kind of like that idea. So that's kind of what I'm thinking of doing, is a range of robot pins that are kind of, yeah, references to rather than, you know, are. One other thing I was thinking about was doing, like, for example, something that looks a bit like an Eva from Evangelion, something that looks like a Gundam, something that looks like a Tokusatsu robot, something that looks like a Transformer. You know, that kind of thing. That's what I'd like to do. Something that maybe looks a bit like the robots in Patlabor, but aren't those robots. Stuff like that. And I'm still thinking of what they're going to be called. I kind of am drawn to the name Panzergear, because the Japanese love to use the word Panzer, that German word for tank. They love using that on things, and I quite like that. And then Gear, because it's a reference to Metal Gear. It's not really that clever, but I quite liked that, and I think it sounded pretty good. Like Panzergear sounded really cool, and I think that would look really good on some sort of like backing card and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I'm toying with. That's what I'm doing right now. It's one of my little personal projects when I got some downtime. Just thinking. Do I want to add blue? Quite like the idea of not putting too much, you know, too many different colours. The eyes get lost in that yellow, so I won't do that. Just thinking. This is the thing with today's stream. It's just a play and a bit of experiment and stuff like that. Oop. Like, I have no necessary final goal tonight. I don't know. I don't know. I'm feeling it. Don't think I'm feeling it. Kind of works with the colours. Unless we have more black. That might work better. And I think put the yellow with some sort of yellow tips. Yeah, it kind of looks a bit like, I don't know, it just reminds me of Samurai Pizza Cats, even though it doesn't really look like the same helmets or anything. But it does. Go for a different red. Oops, nope, that's wrong. So maybe not black, just a darker red. And we'll keep that bit bright red. Maybe. What do you guys think? Do you think there's something missing, or do you think I've got it? Because bear in mind this would be a pin, so I can't put too much detail into it, because you're not going to see most of it. Yeah, very Rodimus Prime. You're right. I think that's probably what. I think that's. It does look very Rodimus Prime. I kind of was going for Tokusatsu, but it kind of looks like a Transformer, doesn't it? It's the mouth thing, isn't it? It's the mouth thing. Even though a lot of robots and Power Rangers and stuff had mouths. I wonder why that was. That was just such a thing they used to do. Yeah, I need that there though. I'm gonna just try something. Just gonna quickly try it. And if I hate it, then I will remove it. simple. I think that worked there. I don't like the great big yellow that was there. Let's make that yellow. Or would that be too ridiculous? Let's just try and just... We think. Yeah, I just feel like it needs a bit more. Needs a little something. I was thinking of doing something and it was just gonna be Rodimus Prime if I wasn't careful. I was thinking like, oh, I'll just give him some, you know, let's just make the eyes blue. Done. There you go. Perfect. And then let's make that bit yellow. Oh, that's just Transformer territory. It's the blue eyes, it's Transformers territory, isn't it? No, I don't want it to be... I kind of... Oh, I could just really lean into the Transformer stuff. I think so, Matt. I think you do have a limit to colour. Same with doing t-shirt designs and stuff like that. I think you have a limit, which is... And also, I just don't want to overdo colours anyway. I think you might have a limit. You know, they might crush certain colours so they sort of work and stuff like that. I don't know entirely. I've only ever done that one pin, so I'm not exactly an expert. So I don't know. Here's the thing, guys. I may, like, off stream, I may tweak this slightly or something if I want to change it. Because maybe when I start doing the other ones, I might look at them and go like... Because that's the other thing. I kind of want them to... I want them to be different, right? It's hard, right? Because I want them to look like they are a part of the same thing, but also completely different from each other. Because they're going to be... you know, referencing so many different other robots from different, like, lines and stuff like that. But I kind of still want them to be a sort of part of the whole part of one thing. I think what will make that is the fact that they're all drawn by me, so they'll kind of look they're drawn by my hand. So, but also I don't know, just want it to be, you know, you get what I'm saying? I'm rambling. Sorry. Oh, man, what else can I do with it? I'll have a look at the others, see if there's anything I can do with them. So you see that one there, this one here. That's me trying to come up with an RX Gundam, but not an RX Gundam kind of thing. Quite like this guy. This guy pretty cool with one eye. And I like this guy up here. But I have no idea this one here. But I don't know what the front's going to look like, you know? I've just got a side on. And this guy. Love this one as well. I like the chin and the weird nose thing. So I may have a look at those at some point. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to just check something. I'm just going to check something. I think I've got a book up here. A book somewhere that I can look at. He says. Oh, it's not here. Tell you what I'm going to do. I have got a book downstairs. Give me a second. Right. So I've got 2 books here. I'm just going to have a look through. This is what I do sometimes when I'm a bit stumped. Firstly, if we're going to lean into the Transformers thing, I have this. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. But it's just loads of the box art books. Sorry, books. It's loads of the original box art illustrations. It's like this. Love this book. Such a nice book. I wonder if I can find just some colour schemes and just have a look what people are doing with stuff. So that's one of the books I brought up, just to have a quick look through. And then the other one I've got here is a book called So Crazy Japanese Toys, which I got very recently. Now, it's toys, but again, we're still sort of leaning into the sort of Japanese robot type thing. And there were a lot of robot toys. So I was wondering if this book might have... I mean, I haven't got any robot toys, but I mean... some cool stuff in here. Look at that. It's really cool. I want that. I think it's pretty cool. Right, let's see here. I wonder if there's anything for... any robots. Don't think I'm finding anything that's making me want to... Although, weirdly, that cat robot has given me some ideas for it. Just some things I can add. Weird. Oops. May have to fix that later. Right. Excuse me, sorry. Now, I don't know. Probably works better. dear, well, those some cool Transformers. Hmm. Whoops. This is how it looked. Not so sure myself. thing is, I'm doing shading and stuff like that, but really, in the pin badge, it's not going to, be there. But I felt a bit weird not doing some shading on it, so I'm just doing that just to end the stream on, I think. Sorry if it's a bit of a short one today, guys. I'm just not, there's, not much to do, to be honest, on today's stream. But I've really been meaning to do something like this, just have a little play and see what it's like. So thank you for joining me, just to see if this could potentially be a pin. I really like the design, actually. I'm really digging it now. Now it's in colour and stuff. I'm shading it, but I think there's maybe something missing. I can't work out what it is. That's the problem. I can't work out what it is. What is missing? Hopefully I can work it out. See, now I'm unsure. Maybe the blue eyes would be better. Probably looks too transformery though. Have a look now, let's see. Maybe if there is no other yellow, so you've just got the yellow eyes, maybe that'll work. And let's say this is black. it could look awful. So I'll have to see once I've done it. Just doesn't add anything. Oh, whoops. Can't be that entertaining. I'm gonna have to keep doing this all day. I'll stop doing that. I think I'm digging the fact that it's more red than just the yellow eyes. Like different kinds of red. Quite dig that. While I'm here, I'm just gonna increase the canvas size so we can see the whole full illustration. Might be something I do off stream, but I'm just curious. If I go... I think when you see it with the whole body, it would look less Transformery. Because he's got a sword and stuff, you know? Oh, I mean, not that Transformers don't have swords. There were plenty that had swords, but, you know. Try 8,000. Yeah. Got me curious now. If I keep that separate, I can make a pin. But... let's save that for now. Okay, that's right. So I'm thinking... Right, so now hopefully that's going to give me a straight line that goes across like that. Yes. Okay. I'm just getting distracted now and just drawing just bits and pieces. So I'm thinking I'm just going to call it a night. Just getting distracted now from moving away from the pin thing. I might draw the rest of it though. Just I quite like the idea of drawing the rest of it, and then it kind of makes me, I don't know. Maybe something else will come out of it. Maybe I can make a sticker out of him or something. I don't know. But I think it looks alright actually. It's grown on me now. I think. I'd love to do more robot heads. I've got a whole collection of them to go through, so I need to just have a little proper sit down and maybe draw some more or something. Yeah, thank you for joining me. You could have done anything else on your Monday evening, and I appreciate the fact that you decided to hang out with me, so thank you so much. Like I said, sorry it was a bit of a quiet one, bit of a, but it's a chill one, right? Next week, I think I'll be streaming on Monday. Here's the thing as well, just asking you guys while you're here. I'm trying to work out whether Mondays are a good night for people or not, because I'm happy to change it to say Tuesdays, because Tuesday nights are alright for me as well. And I'm just trying to gauge what is the best time for people to check out my streams. There might be sometimes I'll switch around just to see what the outcome is. But for now, I'll stick to Mondays, I guess. So next Monday, I'm going to be doing drawing from the chat again. So I'll be drawing from with pencil and ink, and then if people want to throw a character into the chat, I will possibly draw it. So I'm thinking I'm going to do that next week. So it'll be back to sort of like normal. I haven't been doing the stream long enough to be like, what is a normal stream? But yeah, basically back to that kind of thing next week. All right. Okay, well, I will see you all next week. All right. Cheers, guys. See you later.